Steve, we've talked to you so much about James's maturity, but he came on here after we talked to you the other night, and he just said, this is part of the learning process. And I actually did really well from a different vantage point, seeing the game a little differently. I mean, he continues to impress us. I'm sure he's doing the same for you when he says something like,
yeah, he's amazing. Just his maturity and his ability to absorb coaching and advice. I like he kind of has just the right amount of frustration when things don't go well. So that it really matters to him, and how badly he wants to get better, and yet he balances that with a poise that is beyond his years. I think everything that he experiences this year is part of his development, including how he handles going to the bench for a game or two or whatever it's going to be, and how he addresses the media afterwards, and how he handles himself at practice the next day. And this guy he's really amazing. I mean, when we think about the total package of, size, athleticism, and who he is as a human being, competitively, maturity-wise, we are really blessed.
Have you said that to Bob Myers, Steve? You never know with the draft, right? Exactly who you're going to get and what you're going to get. But do you say, hey, Bob, great job on that one?
Yes, many times. We feel like we've got a guy who's going to be our center here for a long time, and that's exciting. And as I think I said to you guys the other day, the other thing that's important is as a coach, you want to come into the gym and be excited to see all of your players. And I'm excited to see James every day just because of who he is. So that's a big deal.
Steve, do you basically stick with that starting lineup just as long as it's doing well, or do you want to get James back in there at some point in the near future?
He'll be back at some point. I don't know when that will be. I think a big part of this season for our coaching staff is to navigate the balance between trying to be a playoff team and trying to win as many games as we can, and not wasting any time developing James. And so for us, just the decision last game was, okay, let's find that balance. Let's make sure we get off to better starts. We've gotten off to poor starts, so we know we can rely on Loon, who's been doing this and played finals games year after year. This will help us win if we can get off to a better start. And I think we were pleased with the start. We didn't play particularly well the entire game, but it was important for us to win, and we did that. And so we'll start us again the same way tonight, and then tomorrow we'll assess everything all over again, and that we're going to do that all season long.
Steve, I think I can speak for all of us in saying that your decision to volunteer the lineup change last night, is that indicative of a new leaf, or are you going to go back to your guessing game at some point?
It's just indicative of just how much I respect all of you.
Normally you keep us guessing.
I know, I do. I guess I've maybe the pandemic has changed me a little bit. I don't know. I just I feel like let's just throw it all out there. We're all kind of in this together. We're all just trying to keep the league going and let fans have some form of entertainment and release. And so I might as well tell you what I'm going to do before it happens.
New policy?
New policy this year.
Hey, we'll get better, and all we can do is take care of today, and then focus on tomorrow. And that's our goal, is control what we can control. That's those unforced turnovers. That's our communication. I thought we were not a good communicative team the other night, and I think that we'll be better tonight for that.
John and then Chris. John, go ahead.
Hey, Ryan, any update on D'Angelo and what his status will be tonight?
Yeah. D'Lo's out tonight. He went through, full contact practice yesterday, went through everything and just had some soreness earlier today. So it's a day by day thing right now, but he did everything yesterday in our practice. So we're just watching him and listening to his body too.
And with those unforced turnovers you talk about, what do you see most in that? Is that a team or a couple of players that are trying to do a little too much sometimes, or how do you try and clean that part of it up?
Yeah, I mean, I'd say it's a group thing right now. And sometimes when you're, this Golden State team it's still a good team. They with the guys that they have too, and guys who have championship experience, championship pedigree, they came out in a way, after a tough Utah loss, they put a lot of pressure on us. They sped us up. I thought that we didn't handle their pressure the way we should have and the way we're capable of. And sometimes that goes into unforced turnovers. So it's not just one player, not just one position. It's the group.
Chris and then Jace. Chris, go ahead.
All right, we saw Jarrett on the injury report. Any update on his status going forward, or how long you might expect him to be?
No, I don't have an update. Yeah, I mean, he's obviously out tonight. But you try to learn more in these next 48 hours type thing when swelling goes down. But I thought he was having a really nice game. The way he was attacking, the way he was defending too. So that was a big blow to us.
Jace, go ahead.
Hey, Ryan, what did you think of the minutes Jake Layman had the other night? And is Jarrett being out impact maybe his opportunities?
Yeah. I think Jake, he did a nice job, playing within the flow, playing, our drive and kick basketball, how we want to play. And, against a team like Golden State that switches a lot, you want cerebral players that are, good cutters. And we have a number of those guys. And I think Jake is one of those guys. And Jarrett being out does present some opportunity. You can see Jake. You might see Jalen Noel, and even if it's not tonight, you could see him coming up here if Jarrett has to miss more games. So there's opportunity. There's always opportunity in this league.
And then we talked about these 2-game sets quite a bit, but when it's a team like the Warriors and you have to defend them, especially with Steph, so much differently than some other teams, you might be switching 3 or 4 screens in one possession. How good of a learning experience is this, and how advantageous is it to have them again and be able to work on the same things yesterday?
Yeah, I mean, it is. It's a learning experience, and in learning experiences, you want to be successful too. But you saw we were switching a lot the other night. I said it earlier, but I think our communication could be better. So this is a good test for us. Pretty much the same group, minus Jarrett out there. Seeing how these guys communicate again, and we need to show growth, show improvement with that.